Leyton straight up, young Dolly Parton. Do you hear that voice? Straight up. I said, Dolly? I said, Dolly? Seriously. Because y'all, Dolly ain't dead, y'all. Dolly came on the thing. She said, I know what my sister said, but I ain't dead. Hello, welcome to the Pitchy Podcast. We are your hosts, James
and Stephanie.
Here on the Pitchy Podcast, we are passionate about good music and a great vocal. We'll use the vehicle of NBC's The Voice to give you our take and our feedback on each contestant's vocal and overall performance. Here on the Pitchy Podcast, we will give you our take and our feedback on their vocal and overall performance, but what we're never here to do is come for any contestant, character, or as a human being, but there are times that we do come off a little pitchy at times, if you know what I mean, but we'll always do our best to speak our truths, speak love too, speak our truths with love, kindness, and respect.
Yep.
And with that, let's go ahead and jump right into night 3 of season 28's The Voice Battle Round.
Yes.
All right. How you doing, Stephanie?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Just getting used to this weather change down here in the mid-Atlantic DMV states.
I'm not mad at it.
You know, I'm not either. Cool mornings, warm afternoons. I'll take it.
Absolutely.
I just hate that I got to get in this yard every week
now.
Oh,
your leaves. Oh, yep. It's that season.
Stephanie knows I got quite a few trees around these parts.
Yes, you do.
All right, so we got a lot to talk about, and I believe that we are only on we only have one episode this week, right? So
yes.
But it's the battles nonetheless our favorite round. I know it sounds like a broken record, but I can't get enough of it.
That's
sometimes wish we just stayed in the battles. But be sure to always follow us in Patreon because I got a lot to say today about a certain outcome, but we'll get there.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
All right. So first up, we have Lauren and Makenzie.
Yes.
And they sang a perennial favorite of the Carrie Underwood.
This is my joint.
Before he cheats.
Before he cheats.
This song is gone through the rounds of all singing competition shows. We've heard just many different versions of this song. I believe people have battled with this song before. And it's just a great song. But I forgot who said it, if it was Niall or Bublé or no, I think it was maybe Reba. Somebody said last night, Carrie Underwood songs are hard.
They are. She don't do no easy song.
And they are very difficult because she is a superb vocalist.
Yes.
So you got to come with it. And I must say, when you got the top spot, when you got the last spot, that means the producers hear something that's special.
Right.
And I truly feel like this performance was pretty special. So my first note was, come on, band. That band was locked in.
Come on, band.
Colin and the crew, they you could always tell. I say this every season. You could always tell when the band loves a song to play.
Well, think about that intro, James. Like, we don't talk about intro to songs that much because it's all about the vocal. But the intro to that song, the musical intro, is just like setting the vocalist up.
Yeah.
It is everything. It's everything.
So my first thing that I noticed, and I'm not even going to talk about the Be Real and all that because we got a lot to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
But the way Lauren, because Lauren started the song, right?
Yes,
she started the verse. I said, Lauren immediately, just because of the way, I don't even want to call it an attack, but she told the story through the back phrase. Did you see how she slowed her vocal down almost to the effect of where she was behind the beat? And it told the story because I said I wasn't going to talk too much about the Be Real because they talked about it. I said, well, what are we going to do? Are we going to be, mad at each other?
Mad at each other, or are we going to be mad at him?
The same dude.
Yeah.
And Snoop was like, okay, well, we're going to be mad at the same. They decided we're going to be mad at the same dude.
Yeah.
Snoop was like, well, I'm going to be that dude. So y'all act like y'all are mad at me.
Yeah.
And I felt like Lauren locked in immediately. And I'm with a song like Before He Cheats, you have got to grab us right away. And something about the way Lauren came in, and she was almost a little behind the beat. And it's so, Stephanie will tell you, it's so difficult to do as a musician to be behind the beat, but not so behind the beat that it's distracting.
Right.
But when you hit it, the way I feel like Lauren hit it last night, it's fire. And I was like, and I just felt like I told the song. Like, it's like almost as like she's reminiscing, and it's making her angry. Right? And I said, Lauren is a hollerer. She is a Jackie Roar, okay? She's like almost the Jackie Roar of this season. And I said, and she does it so effortlessly. But then I was like, she's like, oh, I studied opera in undergrad. I said, okay, you have the classical foundation. So she knows how to scream, y'all. There are actually proper ways to know how to yell without ruining your voice. And Lauren has figured it out.
She knows how to yell.
Did you see how Reba was watching this performance? Almost as if like it was just the intensity that Reba was studying both of them. Like, almost like, who am I going to choose? Like, I just felt
she
like
didn't have to choose.
No, I felt like Reba was locked in. Like almost like, am I going to have to steal?
Right, but that's what they were both bringing. No,
she didn't have a steal left.
No, but that speaks to how they were both portraying this performance.
Correct.
What they were giving.
And so I wrote that because I kept looking at Reba, the way Reba, because Reba was like this. Reba was like that, right? And I said, so I'm really interested in what Reba is going to say because, this is Reba's lane, right?
Yeah.
I said, Makenzie was right at home with this song. This is like Snoop said, Makenzie, you just are country. You bleed country. Like, it's not put on. That's the way you talk. That's the way you are. That's just who you are. So she should have had the advantage and did. I said, but Lauren, she's just in another league.
Yeah.
She's 40. She's 40 years old. She's seasoned. She's been hoofing it. Stephanie's like, I'll drink to that. Coffee or tea or whatever. And she ain't drinking, y'all.
Coffee.
Only on the weekends. But seriously, she's seasoned. She's a vet. She talked about, she's like, I've been hoofing it. I've been pounding this pavement. I've been doing this for a while. And it showed. She's a seasoned performer. And I feel like Lauren is just a champ. I love her and I loved her energy. I felt like Makenzie's energy was a little low for me. Not vocally, just her performance was a little bit below Lauren's, and there was definitely a definitive difference between energy and performance. Like, Michael even noticed, he's like, and Lauren was like, I got on the treadmill to do that spin so I wouldn't lose my breath. And I was like, you go, girl. She's like, look, I had to work out to get, because I wanted to feel that spin was intentional. And sometimes you gotta be.
Yeah, let's be clear.
You gotta throw choreography in to show energy.
Yes.
And that's why I felt like Lauren was just in another league, because she knows what it needs. That song needs not only a vocal, it needs a performance. Stephanie?
So
I was really interested to hear, because I know this is your jam.
Well,
so I was like, Stephanie's going to really talk about this one.
This is my whole jam. And it was interesting because just a little bit of inside baseball. I spoke to James before I had a chance to watch this episode. He was a little bit ahead of me, and he alluded to the fact of what was going to happen in this performance, being that somebody was going to be sent home, which is a bit unusual in a first battle. So I kind of already had, based on the rehearsal, my mind made up as to who was going home, and I was completely wrong.
Wow.
I was completely wrong.
Wow.
And next time, like, it actually skewed the way that I watched the performance, to be honest. The first time I had to check it out a second time, because I thought that Makenzie was going to win. And I thought that because this is so much in her lane, which it is. The natural country tone, country sound, holleration, because Makenzie got that
Oh,
holler
she
up
has
in
that
her
power
too.
too.
The yodel, the growl, like she gave all of that. It was a very natural country sound coming out of her throat. Now, here's the problem. Here's the problem. Lauren came for blood. And
perfect way to put it.
What I didn't quite understand when I was watching at first, what I came to understand and just shaped my way of thinking about this performance, is at first I thought that Lauren's approach was a little bit too aggressive. She was giving a lot of that rock-esque tone to her voice, which is her voice. She was doing a lot of growl. She was just bringing that energy to this song. And even what you were saying, James, about her back phrasing, I was like, is she off? Like, did she do that on purpose? And then I was like, oh no. I said she done got this whole thing plotted out down to the choreographed turn. Like, she knew that Makenzie was going to do really well on the song. Right. And she said, I gotta do something.
I gotta find something
to stand out, to make Snoop choose me. And if he knows, and if she has watched previous seasons that Snoop has been a part of, she should know that Snoop love a performer, he love a hollerer, and he love that growl. He loves anybody that can command that stage. And basically that is exactly what Lauren did. She showed passion, and she gave this performance and this song the tone that it actually needs. Because if you know this song, Curry is she slashing, like, she angry,
right?
She angry, and that's what Lauren brought to this. And I think that is, spoiler, why she ended up moving forward.
Yeah. It's one of those, there was quite a few of these tonight where if it was anyone else, the other person would have moved on.
It's that was the night. That was the night.
That was the theme of the night, I felt. And this was one of them, because it was Mackenzie's to lose.
It was
Mackenzie's to lose. And you brought up a really good point. I didn't even think of it in that aspect, that Lauren was like, I got to figure something out.
I got to do something.
Because because Lauren has me on the vocal on this song. Makenzie has me on the vocal on this song. But you got to also understand, Lauren also has another gear.
Yeah.
That's why I call her like the Jackie Roar of this season, because Jackie would have another gear.
Sure would.
That she could always shift into when she needed to. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, but that also comes with being a more mature singer, right? Mm-hmm. Makenzie was young, right?
Yeah.
Lauren was almost 20 years older than her.
Mm-hmm.
So, but great job. Great song. Great duet.
Well, that's what I was about to say. This is a brilliant song choice from Snoop.
Yeah. Okay. So our next battle was, I was reading some comments, because I went back and listened to this on YouTube this morning, because I was I was first so impressed with the song choice, because I've alluded to this in many other seasons. I said there are so many untapped genres of music that would just go great on shows like this, that really showcase voices. Mm-hmm. And I felt like this is one of those songs, like 70s, I call it almost an easy listening soul music, right? There's like this, and we get the Donny Hathaways, we get the Roberta Flacks, that's all easy listening soul, but that's more popular side. But we don't get the Bill Withers and Grover Washington Jr.'s as much as we don't get Bill Withers hardly at all, right? And Bill Withers was such a prolific songwriter that we got Just the Two of Us, which was a monster hit in the 70s. And Stephanie, so this was when I called Stephanie on, and Stephanie was just getting out of a rehearsal, so she hadn't watched it yet. And And I said, you better sing, boy. And so Stephanie was like, James, I'm not there yet. I was like, well, call me after you get there.
Yeah.
Because this is grown, we call it grown folks music. This is stuff our parents would play in the house. Right. And this was Max and Aarik, who sang Just the Two of Us by Bill Withers and Grover Washington Jr. So Max, who I didn't know, did they allude to this, Stephanie? Correct? Because I remember Max's audition. Did they say that he was little Michael Jackson?
Yes, that was the whole thing.
Okay,
yes.
See, maybe I missed that in his initial reel when he auditioned.
Yeah.
So Max is a seasoned Broadway veteran.
Yes.
At 14. I know it's funny. It's like oxymoronic. Season at 14,
but it's true.
And then Aarik, Stephanie and I just kind of just lauded, like we fell all over ourselves when we first heard Aarik sing, because I believe, was he playing the bass or the guitar? I can't remember.
No, he just sang that
initial audition.
I don't think he played. Maybe he did. I don't know. All I remember is that Billy. He sang that Billy.
Yeah. So I loved the start of their Be Real because it was kind of like a father-son, because that's how much older Aarik is than Max. Like Max was down at the piano and Aarik was like looking down over him, like teaching him.
It took me back to Will Smith and Jaden Smith when they remade this song a little bit.
Yeah. So I said Max is an adorable kid with a crazy talent and very mature. Like you can tell he's seasoned at 14. You know, we've had another singer in recent seasons. I forget the young man's name.
Yeah.
That was very seasoned at 13, 14, and very mature. Just the way he carries himself, the way he presents himself, you can tell he's very put together.
Raised right.
I said, the second Aarik opened his mouth, I yelled something a little inappropriate. I'm not going to say it.
Don't say it here.
But
don't even say it on Patreon.
No. I said, he's just such an in-the-cut singer. You don't get singers like this often. And I do need to give another shout out to one of my favorite singers of all time who recently passed this week, D'Angelo. And Aarik is that type of singer. You can tell he sings in the style of D'Angelo. Rest in peace, King. Like seriously. When they were singing, I felt the first thing I thought about is both of them were singing just so flawlessly that they gave Aarik like almost they gave him almost the entire first verse.
Yes, they did.
Notice, and I was like, what are they going to do when Max comes in? They changed the key.
They took it up.
They took it up for Max. I was like, okay, well, that's smart. Because I was like, how are they going to do this? They can't stay in the same key because Max can't sing that. Sing like that. But they did it so subtly. I thought that was brilliant. Brilliant. I have a feeling Aarik is a full musician. Like I feel he's just not a singer. So I have a feeling that was Eric's idea. Something just tells me that was Eric's idea. And I just wrote the way he compliments Max vocally was just bananas. When Aarik got his verse and he did this thing with his hands, like almost like, go on, boy, like
go on, boy.
Like, and then Max just took over. And Aarik was doing this discant stuff under him that was just so bad A.
Oh, we heard you, bro.
It was so bad A that you had to take a listen. That you had to keep listening, even though Max was singing his face off. And it was just complimenting Max. It was elevating Max. And we've said this only a few times over the now years we've been doing this. We've been doing this for now years, Stephanie. This is crazy. For the now years that we've been doing this, that there's only a few singers that have ever graced this stage where when they've gone into battles and things that they've complimented singers. Right. Elevated singers. And Aarik is one of those singers that elevated Max, in my opinion. I wrote, it's just so crazy. I said, he makes Max actually sound better. I said, this is crazy. Do y'all hear what he's doing? Do y'all hear? Y'all go back and listen. because it's so subtle, it's so nuanced, it's so skilled. Like, this is all that I wrote. I said, neither of them are going home, in my opinion. And then I'll let Stephanie take over.
First of all, when you're reading, sit back so we can see your pretty face.
Sorry.
We need to see your pretty face.
I
mean, your head is cute too, but we need to see your pretty face.
Sorry.
Oh, first of all, shout out to the band again, because another great intro. Woo! I said, come on, band. It felt like 2 in a row. Like this is
Stephanie,
2 in a row songs, like they were just ready to play.
You remember as a kid, this is one of those songs you hear in the car.
Oh, I said,
you remember being in the backseat.
No, because listen, it was either gospel or this kind of music we was listening to. Okay, so when we got this, I was like, yeah, here we go. Let's get a little Anita Baker and some Sade next. Come through. Yes. So, all right, because we got to keep moving.
Right.
Max, Lord have mercy. Okay. No, I'll start with Aarik. So, Aarik, I said, y'all really gonna let this man sing this much of the song? I said, uh-oh. Because from the time he opened up his mouth to the time the song stopped, it was just musical genius the whole way through. The ad-libs were delicious. His voice just sounded like honey. Yes. It was thick, it was rich, it was sweet, it was so good. There was even like a little vocal shred to his voice dynamic that was so cool. I just loved his solo stuff, but I also love exactly what you were saying, what he was doing underneath what Max was doing. Oh, when Max came in, I said, okay, this is the okie doke, because what we tend to remember is the last thing we hear. So to have Max sing the second verse and then have them kind of sing the ending out, what I found was that Max just kept getting better and better and better. Yeah, what I felt like he did was do exactly what you say to do, James, is kind of give melody first and then play on the back end of whatever solo vocal you're doing. And the choices this young man was making, I said, how in the world do you know how to do that? How are you keeping up with the things that Aarik is doing? Because this yang must.
Arranged it though.
But Max was making. I'm not going to sit here and discount this young man.
No. You can't. You can't. You gotta have the ear. You gotta have the ear.
As much you have to have the ear to do that stuff, whether it's impromptu or whether it's practice.
You're right.
The things that young man was doing was natural giftedness and natural ability, and it was outstanding to see. He had great stage presence. They both did. But you're talking about a 14-year-old boy standing next to a 30-something,
late 30s
year-old man.
Yeah.
And they are on similar levels. That should not be. That should not be. And another point for Max, and then I'll say another point to Aarik. For Max, it is rare that a young man like that can have swag. He had swag on that stage, along with the regular stage presence. Aarik, you just, it's rare. What that man was doing was rare. Mm-hmm. Solo and underneath what Max was doing. That is some genius level-ish, let me tell you. And they just complemented each other so well.
So there's a reason why I stopped abruptly. Because this was one that I frankly made Stephanie and I both very angry. Not because of who won, but because of who got sent home.
Right.
Because as far as I'm concerned, they both, without a shadow of a doubt, deserved to be there.
1,000%.
So Max won. And Aarik got sent home, and that's just crazy. And I'm just going to save the rest of my comments for the Patreon. So
Sounds
y'all,
good.
for just $5, you're going to want to hear today's Patreon.
Okay. Yes,
right,
you will.
Moving right along. Next, we have Aiden and Ava.
Yes.
And let me just tell you, let me just stop for a quick second because I only got one sentence because I know we got to get through this.
Mm-hmm.
Niall Horn,
Woo!
are
What
you
a
kidding me with
what a
your
time.
songwriting?
What a time, what a time, what a time.
Are you kidding me with your songwriting?
Okay, can I tell you a quick story about this song?
Sure.
So I knew nothing about this song until this actual year. So during the in-between time of the Pitchy podcast, when there is no show, our patrons were able to submit videos for me to watch and react to some of their favorites. We have a wonderful patron who's been with us from the beginning, who was a huge Nile fan. And this song live on Saturday Night Live was one of her submissions that I reacted to. So I'm watching Niall and Julia Michaels do this song, and they're talking, what a time, what a time, what a time, what a time. You get to the end of the song, and they said, what a lie, what a lie. In my reaction, I said, what a lie. What a lie. Like, I had to rewind it and see what I had missed because it came out of nowhere. Them things said, what a lie, what a lie, what a lie. I said, what?
Let me tell you, Niall, if you're watching, or if any of the contestants are watching, which I hope you all are, tell Niall it is time for him to write a musical. Okay?
It's time.
Like Sarah Bareilles wrote Waitress. Niall, it's time for you to write a musical. You are that gifted, young man.
That is the truth.
Like, and this song needs to be in your musical.
I said, what a lie.
Like,
I said, what the hell?
Crazy. Okay, first of all, both of them have a very now pop sound. Okay,
now.
It's a very now sound.
Current.
And it's not like, oh, okay, that's cute pop. No. It's a good pop sound.
It's it is.
I said, and I wrote, this is just a beautiful song.
What a lie.
I said, Aiden is giving me very musical theater, but not Broadway. No, very Spring Awakening. Very now what musical theater is now shifted into more of a pop rock, modern music sound.
Yeah.
Or Dear Evan Hansen. Like
that's what I was thinking of.
Like,
yes.
This is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
I said, and then Ava I said both of them are just, they're both locked in. They committed to the story of the song. I said, you thought they were a couple. You truly thought they were a couple. And they were both singing their faces off. And then the end, the way they both, it's like they both threw their heads back and just opened up their voices. And you heard in the B-reel, they were like, whoa, that end. Because now was like, we'll start softer to make the end even more dramatic, right? And that's exactly what they did. So they took Niall's note, and I said they complimented each other so well. And I wrote, I wrote in caps, this is art. This is art. I said they are painting a beautiful, beautiful picture. And I said, it's a draw for me.
It's a draw.
I could not pick a winner. I could not pick a winner with this one. This was magnificent. It was a work of art.
What a time, what a time, what a time, what a time.
Lord, this song is glorious.
Aiden got every tool in that tool belt. Every tool, everyone. Holleration, runs, falsetto, full voice. I was like, you better emote this song. You better tell this story, sir. God, his voice is absolutely exceptional.
It's crazy.
It's one of the best male vocals this season, for sure. Miss Ava, sis, you got that Sarah Bareilles, that Julia Michaels all up in your throat, and you were giving. Because in order to match Aiden, anybody paired with Aiden was going to have to be on their P's and Q's as far as vocally, but also be able to evoke emotion, because no matter what Aiden sings, he gonna evoke somebody's emotion. So you got to be able to match that. She was the perfect partner for that young man. She had a beautiful texture to her voice as well. It was rich, but there was like this little, I called it a flitty. There was like this little flitty tone to her voice as well. She has a beautiful upper register. And that girl could holler. I said, you got the holleration in your throat as well. Oh my goodness, their chemistry was off the charts. It was amazing. Did you hear the runoff? You know how there's a single. You know how you hear that runoff at the end that they did? It was like they was battling with the runs that they was doing. And that ending where they were like, yeah. And I was like, oh. And they did the exact thing in the rehearsal, so it was not a surprise. But why I act surprised again when they ended that way in the actual performance? It was stunning. It was stunning. It was stunning. It is one of them ones that I will watch over and over again. And there don't tend to be too many of these performances that I watch over and over again. This is going to be one.
Yeah. It was magnificent.
What a time. What a time.
And it's like, this is one of those where if the singers weren't up to it, skill level wise, the song would have been bigger than the singers. But
so that lets you know that Niall knew exactly who he had, because he wouldn't have given them the song if they couldn't handle it.
And Niall was even like, he was so humble. He's like, is it self-indulgent that I'm giving them my song? I'm like,
but somebody else don't be saying that when they be giving. Somebody else don't be giving that same commentary when he be giving artists their songs.
Next. All right. So next.
Wait a minute. We didn't tell the results.
Yeah.
The winner was Aiden. However, Niall said, hold up, Ava.
Had to.
But Snoop also said, hold on, Ava.
Because he was like, because Snoop wanted Ava. He was like,
he did.
But and he told her, he said, Ava, I wanted you from the
jump. Yeah.
Straight up.
But in the end, she returned back to Team Niall.
Yeah. Okay, so next we had Leyton and Manny.
Think I'm in love with you.
Chris Stapleton, you need to stop. Just stop with your doggone songs.
I think I'm in love with you.
I think I'm in love with you, Chris Stapleton. Doggone it, that man. I said, it's so interesting because sometimes people sound bananas, like bananas not good bananas in rehearsal, but in rehearsal, I was like, yo, this is going to be crazy. Because two of them in rehearsal sounded crazy.
Yes, they did.
And I said, I love their dramatic. Did you hear how dramatic that beginning? I said, Chris Stapleton, just stop it. That beginning was so dramatic.
It really was.
But I think they vocally, because Chris wrote such a dramatic opening, I thought they needed to be a little bit more vocally dramatic. I thought the music for me, I love the drama. And then I just wrote, sing, Manny. Look, I said, Manny is just one of those unassuming dudes. As a performer myself, there are sometimes those dudes that just will walk into an audition and like they're wearing a cap, they're wearing like a dirty t-shirt and jeans, and they walk in, they're so unassuming. And they get in front of the mic, they're like, hey, my name's Manny, how are you? I think I'm gonna sing. Okay, yeah, let me sing that today. And then you just start singing and you're just like, Is this dude serious? Like, is he serious? And Manny's one of those singers. I just was like,
1,000%.
Are you kidding me? Like, just so unassuming, so like Joe everybody, right? And then he starts singing, and you're like,
wait,
shut up. Leyton, straight up, young Dolly Parton. Do you hear that voice? Straight up. I said, Dolly? She sounds like, and they said it, like she's got one of those voices that just can cut anything.
Dolly?
I said, Dolly? Seriously. Because y'all, Dolly ain't dead, y'all. Dolly came on the thing. She said, I know what my sister said, but I ain't dead. Look, I'm here. I got a few health problems, but I'm taking care of them. I ain't dead.
God.
And I said, Leyton don't miss. You notice how she didn't miss? She don't miss. She don't miss, Stephanie. She don't miss. Leyton don't miss. I said, because Manny was giving you everything. I said, Manny is just one of those unassuming guys that can sing anybody under the table. I said, but Leyton, how can you sing somebody under the table who doesn't miss? Right? The thing about Leyton, and they said it, somebody said it, I forgot, said that was Leyton's downfall, that they wanted more emotion, like face. He had all the emotion in his voice. But again, because he's that unassuming dude, that he just sat there and he's just one of those guys that just stands there and sings, and you're like mesmerized.
Right.
Kind of Chris Stapleton, right?
Right.
Like you say, but Chris is like he doesn't have to give you much because the voice is just that ridiculous. And that's Manny to me. And yeah, so this performance was fire. But I loved it so much. Number one, because of the song. Number two, the way they executed it. And number three, this was a straight up vocal battle. I needed more emotion. Leyton gave me a little bit more emotion as the performance went on, but vocally, one of the strongest performances of the night for me. Vocally, like if we're just talking straight vocals, one of the strongest performances of the night.
Oh, I completely concur. I need to go back and watch Leyton's Blind because I was like, out the gate, sis.
Don't miss.
Out the gate.
Don't miss.
The country holler. I said, you are a star. I said, I love the twang. I said, powerhouse. I said, I have not heard somebody sing in that high of a timbre with such a cut in their voice. You pegged it. Young Dolly. I said, I said, this woman can sing anything. And I think one of the coaches said that. You can give her any song and she gonna sing that thing down. I can hear her singing some Faith Hill, The Way You Love Me. It's the way you love me. Oh, she could sing anything. Manny, where your album, bro? I'm going to need it tomorrow. Your voice is low key, high key, one of my favorite voices this season. Oh my God. I was entranced. I was like, it is rich. It is deep.
Gorgeous.
There's that growl. There's that grit. I said, it is Chris-ish. It's Chris-ish. It's very Chris-ish. Chris Stapleton, just in case y'all know. It is very Chris-ish. And I was just like, their harmony together, I said, oh my God. Oh my God. In the Patreon, I'm going to address what James said about the overall performance, the energy that they were giving. I'm going to address that in the Patreon because I have a theory about why that was a little bit lacking. But this, just like I don't have to watch them. I would like to, but I don't need to watch them. If I could just have this in my ears. Ooh. Oh my God.
I can't wait to listen. I haven't listened to this one again. I
need to listen.
I can't wait because this was one of my favorite vocally. Superior tonight.
Yes.
I said, I don't know how these two found each other, but jeez.
Exactly. So in the end, Leyton was our winner. Reba went with Leyton, and unfortunately, Manny was sent.
That's another huge loss.
Oh, I'm mad about this one too.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so we had a quick clip. Who do we have, Stephanie?
We had Vinya and we had Conrad. Now, Conrad, he must have been, I'm so sure, because I even when I did my post for the first day of Blinds, I didn't even have Conrad in it because he was a quick clip. And I totally skipped over him.
Twice?
Yeah, I think he's been quick clipped twice.
Oh, that's
so they sang It Takes Two. I don't know who sings It Takes Two.
Is it Marvin and Tammy?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I think.
Well, here's what we know. We know Conrad is going through. I mean, from what we heard, he was singing it down, like the little bit that I heard. And I was actually thinking, because I remember Vinya, I thought she was going to win, to be honest with you. But because Conrad had been quick clip before, I guess they felt like we can't quick clip him twice and then send him home. So I am very interested to hear more from Conrad, because the little bit that we heard, he was singing down. So
Yeah, Marvin Gaye and Kim Weston. Interesting.
okay.
So one of Marvin's female collaborations.
Okay.
And it was a Motown song.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right. So our next pairing battle was Mindy and Emmanuel.
Mm-hmm.
And this was Angel from Montgomery, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
wasn't familiar with this song. Who was the artist?
John Prine.
Okay.
I think they did it last season or a couple seasons ago.
Okay, so
I know it from this show. Mm-hmm.
So I wrote, I loved it when Emmanuel came in.
Oh.
Emmanuel had such a beautiful tone quality to his voice.
Yes.
And I loved his runs.
Mm-hmm.
He had gorgeous runs.
Yeah.
I said, Mindy but Mindy is just so strong.
Mm-hmm.
I said, and I felt just like our opening act, Mindy just had a strong super advantage because this is her genre.
Right.
I said, but this goes to show that R&B singers can sing what,
anything.
Stephanie?
Anything and everything.
Can sing everything and everything. I said, I felt that Mindy was the clear winner for me with this one.
Okay.
I don't really have much to say about this one because I felt it was so I don't like it when The Voice does this. I don't like it when The Voice chooses a song that totally caters. And I get it. They did this with that show, So You Think You Can Dance. Like they said, well, if you're a singer, you should be able to dance everything incredibly.
Right.
But I don't like it when The Voice does that too. Like you got to give me a song that doesn't totally cater to one of the artists.
You got to meet in the middle.
You got to meet in the middle.
Yeah, you got to meet in the middle.
Give me 60-40.
Right.
70-30. Give me 70-30.
Right.
And let the 30% artist, like who has a 30% disadvantage, let them bring it up to make it equal, right?
Right.
Let them fill in the gap.
Right.
I don't feel like Emmanuel was able to fill in the gap. I love his voice. I love what he did vocally.
Yeah.
But Mindy was just so strong.
Yeah.
In her lane.
Yeah.
And I feel like Mindy is more of a versatile singer. Mm-hmm. I feel like Mindy could sing other genres as well.
Right.
Stephanie?
Right. Yeah. I completely agree about Mindy. Mindy was the professional singer. Not saying Emmanuel was not, but it seemed like in this performance, Mindy had been hoofing it for like 20 years. Like stage is home. And that was it. We were singing Mindy's song, and Emmanuel was a successful R&B artist who was singing Mindy's song along with her. That's what it felt like. Her voice is just outstanding. She just sounds like she's been singing all of her life. Her voice is one, just like you said, she can literally sing anything. Pick up that guitar and just sing anything, and she will sound outstanding. I echo what you said about Emmanuel when he came in. I was like, oh, this is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love the things that he tried to do and executed well to put him into this song. The runs, the Spanish. I don't know if you saw when he started singing in Spanish, and I was like, what? So that was a beautiful
that was a great
choice.
Suggestion.
I love that suggestion as well. I felt like he believed what he was singing. I believe that he had fully bought into this song. But with Mindy, I felt like it was just too high of a mountain for him to climb. Like Mindy was going to have to crash and burn, unfortunately, in order for Emmanuel to make it past, because she is just that exceptional. So this was like a lot of other pairings this season that are just unfortunate because we have good on good. But when we're talking about one particular song, this was Mindy's to lose, and
Right.
she did not. She did not.
Absolutely.
I do want to say though, quickly, their harmonies together were gorgeous.
Yeah, it was.
It
Yeah.
was
They were.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Mindy won, and
Yes.
Emmanuel, unfortunately, that was his final performance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So our final performance of the evening was Carolina and Kirbi,
Yes.
and they sang Miss Lauren Daigle's "You Say,"
You say.
which is interesting. Again, Kirbi is what she. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kirbi wants to sing contemporary Christian.
I don't know that for sure. Her battle was a Christian song. I forget which one it was. But her battle, I'm sorry, her blind was a CCM song.
Okay.
I can't remember which one, but
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I total transparency, you all, I had a whole bunch of performances this past weekend, so I was exhausted and I fell asleep last night. So I actually had to go back and watch this morning. This song for me, it's so synonymous to me with Lauren Daigle's voice.
Mhm.
It's hard for me, even as well as Carolina and Kirbi sang it. It's hard for me when people, is the word deviate? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
From what Lauren does. Like because to me, I don't think this song, anything needs to be added to this song. Any extra run, riff, it's just because it was one of those songs that crossed over, contemporary Christian songs that crossed over to the pop world and, made Lauren Daigle a household name in all, period. And, they were calling her the Christian Adele, right? So Lauren got that big. And I'm saying all this to say, Stephanie, what am I trying to say, Steph? It was okay for me.
No, I feel the same way.
It was okay. I wouldn't have put this as the last performance. And I'm not trying to be pitchy. And this isn't a knock on Carolina and Kirbi.
No, it's not. It was
gorgeous tones. Both of these ladies have gorgeous tones. I just didn't necessarily, for me, and this was just some of the choices vocally. It has nothing to do with the quality of voice.
No.
Just vocal choices that both of them made weren't some of my favorite vocal choices for this song. And this song alone.
Yeah.
And that's the best I can give you, Stephanie.
Yeah. So I think at the beginning of the song, for both of them, and I don't know if this is specifically where you're talking about, but for me, the vocal choices at the beginning, I understood why they did it. Because the thing about this song is that the verses are very low. And I know in particular Kirbi was making choices to make make the melody line go up to have more impact, which I understood. This is a very difficult song to execute. I think it's also not a great battle song.
No,
in my opinion,
it's very easy to slip into karaoke with this song.
It is, and that's almost where you want it. To your point, you want to hear it more like the original, right?
Yeah,
and we want to hear it with the Lauren Daigle tone. So it's. I thought that both of them did a great job with the song. I think when they sang together, it sounded really, really gorgeous. I think that Kirbi she seemed more seasoned on stage. She seemed more at home on stage, where I found that Carolina was a little bit more, it seemed like she was newer to being on stages. However, I felt like Carolina brought the emotion, a little bit more emotion than what Kirbi did, which was interesting. Yeah, this was an interesting one for me in that it was last. Based on the results, I know why it was last because of what happened. But this was not a great song choice for either one of them. I think that I don't want to say that they're better than this song because the song is gorgeous, but the song should either only be sung by one person, it should not be a battle, or it should just not be sung at all on this singing competition, particularly for battles, because it just did not, I don't think that it gave the ladies any room to really display what they could both do vocally.
Now, I think when Kirbi first came in, there's something about Kirby's tone that captivated me.
Yeah, for sure.
She was a very captivating sound.
That's the first thing that I wrote for her was cool tone.
Yeah.
And for Carolina, I said rich and haunting.
Yeah.
She's got like a little bit of a throwback voice in Carolina.
Yeah, but I don't know if I would have chosen this song.
I would not have.
It's nothing to do with them at all. I'm glad we're going to get to hear them again.
Yeah.
Because I definitely want to hear more from both of them.
Right.
To see, because I haven't heard either of them. This is the first time I'm hearing both of them. So maybe I do need to go back and listen to their blinds.
Right.
Yeah, because I was like,
yeah,
you know, I love this song. I know this song got played out, but I love this song.
Yes, it did.
But yeah, it's okay. So I wouldn't have put it as the last.
Me neither, but
I'd have put that Chris Stapleton. No, I'd have put that Nile song as the last song.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, it could have been because of the results were similar.
Yeah. I think the Nile one is last.
Yeah, they had the storyline.
It was that dramatic. It was
but they had the storyline for Snoop to finally steal somebody. So in the end, Kirbi was our winner. Nile chose Kirbi to move through on his team, and as I said, Snoop finally got to use his steal, and he chose to use it on Carolina.
All right, Stephanie, tell everyone what they need to hear.
Don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Pitchy Podcast on your favorite podcast platform. And if you are there, particularly on Apple Podcasts, please give us 5 stars and a kind review so more friends and fans of The Voice can find us. Then head on over to YouTube, search for the Pitchy Podcast, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss when we drop a new video. Also, don't forget that we are on Instagram and TikTok at the Pitchy Podcast. Make sure you follow us there, and at Blue Sky at thepitchypodcast.bsky.social for new episode alerts, episode clips, so much more. Also, you don't want to miss us on Patreon. We are not spilling the tea, but we are getting real about some of our feelings about some of these battles that we were not happy about. We're explaining why some of the battles might have looked the way that they did, might have lacked a little bit of pizzazz, a little passion, if you will. Check us out on Patreon, $5 per month. You will not regret it.
All right. Well, we'll see you all next week because we only have one episode this week. So we'll see you all next week for same bat channel, same bat time. And all right. So do we have another round of battles? Are we still in the battle?
Yes. Next week is one more round of battles.
Okay.
And also the start of knockouts.
Come on. Let's
go.
Here's where the rubber meets the road, y'all.
For sure.
All right. See everyone next week.
Bye.